the Everquest private server project 1999. This is all the main server so is responsible for the way we currently play MMOs, with the third-person perspective and whatnot. This is a kind of a mishmash of old and new. Old graphics, but they have some of the newer interfaces in place. As you can see down here, the windows, or the panels. For some reason, this one won't resize to long ways like we're used to. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On your number keys, there is no minus or equals key. Just made this character just for this purpose. I only have the first 2 spells learned. I haven't done anything yet. I think I cast a buff on myself the last time I logged on just to make sure everything is working okay. Again, very old game, very old tech. Quests are quite interesting. No question marks above anybody's heads, no exclamation points. As you can see down here in the little chat thing, somebody was shouting out, one of the NPCs was shouting out, Jillian, Jillian, where did he go? But you can see that the first Jillian is in brackets, so if you find an NPC, then target him. Let's see, I think he's in here. Now, do bear in mind that this is a very old game. The graphics have been updated in Everquest, but this server still uses the old graphics. There are other servers that use the updated graphics. Maybe I'll check out one of those. Hidden Forest. It's a very heavily modified EQ emulator. They have their own unique starting zone, unique zones. But that's not this one. Maybe I'll do that one next. Because I like that one. It's fun to play on. Let's see. Does this guy have a quest? You walk up to somebody and you tap H for hail. You see it says hail Hob Tacklefoot. That guy doesn't have anything. Rebo Leap's Way. Let's check this guy out. It's kind of hard to keep up with because he runs around a lot. Go. See what it means. This game was made when people were still, well, I've had the Everquest installed on every computer I've built since 1999. Oh, what was I going to say? The game was designed to run on much more primitive computers. My first build was a 400 megahertz AMD K6 with, I think it was 256 megabytes of RAM and a whopping 64 megabytes of video memory. My hard drive was only big enough to hold one game. I think it was a 512 megabyte hard drive. And at the time I was also playing a game called Asteroid's Call, which is still alive too. There he is. Bastard. Stay still. So if I wanted to play one, I had to uninstall the other, just so I had enough room. Come here. Okay. I'm gonna chase that guy anywhere. Vendors are pretty easy to identify. You left click on them and it'll tell you if it's a merchant or not, down here in the yellow text. Right click on them to open up their merchant window. What I wanted to show you was how to acquire a quest. There's an Nixar over here, killing the guards. People like to kill halflings, almost as much as they like to kill gnomes. Small races are very discriminated against in the games, but I like them. Because my main reason for liking the smaller races is because you get to see more of the game, and less of the character's ass. See if this guy's got anything going on. Now when you get a quest, this guy has Deputy Taggle in brackets. You actually have to, who is Deputy Taggle? He gave me a note. I'm supposed to take this note to Deputy Taggle, and I think that's actually who that Ixar was killing over there. Deputy Golden. Oh, Deputy Taggle's inside the bank. This is the bank over here. It's the banker right there, there's a vendor over here. I think Deputy Taggle's in the back here. Nope, that's Marshal Gobber. What the heck? Deputy Millen. Deputy Lomot. Is he upstairs? Very primitive graphics, very blocky. It's almost like playing Minecraft. But there's a lot to this game. This version has 3 continents, I believe. This one's updated Scars and Bellios. But it's before the Plane of Knowledge, so getting around is still run, unless you have a mage buddy who can teleport you everywhere, or a druid. Druids can teleport in this game also. Both solo and group. What's nice is these people kill these things, and then they'll just let the corpses lay, and after like a minute, I think it is, you can loot them. Plus 5 charisma does absolutely nothing for me. Priest of Discord, this is the guy that turns you, flags you for PvP. He used to be a really big deal, even on blue servers, non-PvP servers. Used to be a really big deal. My first server was a race war server. It was 3 different factions. Elves versus non-elves versus the evil races, I guess. And usually what it ended up being was the elves and the non-elves ganging up on the evil races. Let's go outside and see if I can die. Lots of zoning. Every time you go into a new area, you have to zone. There's a couple of people that just zoned in from Misty Thicket. Now, excuse the bar across the top. This does not have a full screen windowed mode. It only has windowed mode. Move this over here. It's just weird. I wish I could flatten that out. I know it's a silly thing, but it just makes me feel better. I have no offensive spells yet. I just have one buff and one heal. Hold down to pick the icon up, and then drop it where you want it, and then it'll replace the current icon with it. Like I said, right now I have no offensive spells, just a buff and melee combat, and that's it. Playing a druid, which is primarily a caster class. Druids are nice because they got a spell called Spirit of the Wolf later on that drastically increases your run speed. There's still some keys I want to set up. I haven't done any of that yet. I'll show you without playing too much. A lot of nostalgia for old school Everquest, but a lot of development very much for me. Soloing is almost unheard of. As you can see, I'm level 1. Like basically level 1. It's probably what I did. There was no hand to it. Own abilities and your character's abilities, and healing was a nightmare. Like I said, I have a heal spell, but this is my healing spell. It uses up half of our mana. And you actually have to learn your spells. And see, I ran out of mana, so now I have to wait to cast another healing spell. There's food you can eat. You actually have to have food in this game. Try to keep it the food that you want to eat in your first slot. Food you pick up, you can eat, like eggs, to preserve your stash of food. That's all my healing. Consider a mob, flowers it dubiously, looks like it would be quite a gamble to fight this thing. Chances are this will kill me. But we're gonna try it, because they drop fire-based lives, and spell components are fire-based spells, fire-based lives. Yeah, this guy's definitely gonna kill me. The nice thing is, if you die, this game, you remember the guards, heal back out. When you target a guard, you will attack him. I'll give Deputy Tackle the note. And he gives me a coin. And then he says, take this to Owner with my apologies. So I have to go back in town, find that Owner guy that gave me the quest in the first place. Hand him the coin, and that'll complete that quest. That's how just about every quest in the game is. From your very basic starter quests all the way up to your epic weapons. All the quests are handled that way, and it requires typing instead of clicking. Later on they changed that to where you can just click on the bracketed part. But that's not been quite a few expansions yet. So target, give him got some experience, some pine needles. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with pine needles, but apparently they're used for something. Let's see. It's not usually a trade skill, so it must be a quest component. Who is this? Who's shaky? Nope, that's not the right response. Sometimes it's a puzzle just trying to figure out what the correct response is. Spam filter restrictions. And being a private server, of course, is not 100%. I'll show you what the regular game's like, because I still have it. I have it installed on this. This is this computer that I'm playing on right now. It's been built. And I, of course, had to install Everquest on, even though I very seldom play anymore. I do like to log in, especially around anniversary time, just to see what the anniversary surprise is. No, lore items you can only have one of each. In this game, if you have a weapon, there are certain bad guys that can only be hit by magical weapons or spells. And if your weapon is non-magical, or it doesn't have that magic tag, this is my basic starter weapon, so it's absolute crap. But if they don't have that tag that says magic, then you won't be able to do any damage to the bad guy. It'll just say it's immune to your attack or whatever. XR just neat, especially if you make an XR monk. They're just really neat to watch. Back in the day when I was still playing on that crappy old AMD K6 processor, I was watching a monk fight somebody in the Dark Elf starting zone, and the spam from the attacks going through my chat actually overwhelmed my computer. My computer shut down because they attacked so fast. Another squadron. Sometimes I'll leave a loot on them, which is nice. It helps the lobies out. Sometimes I don't. And it's not considered bad form to loot somebody else's kill, because they got time to loot it. If they haven't looted it by now, they're not going to. Looks like this guy's looting everything. They drop some weapons, these sell the vendors some pretty decent cash. But this guy's looting, so. This guy's really special, very decent, very simple. There's maps aren't active yet, but there's ways in there himself. There's the way that I showed before I went out and started attacking the snake with the bug. And then there's another that takes you out to Kithcore Forest, which is, during the day it's okay. There's low level mobs, like a level 5, 6, 7 character can hunt there. During the night, the undead come out, and then it changes into like a level 30 or 40 zone. So if you're trapped there during the transition from day to night, you get overwhelmed by bad guys. You have to keep your corpse back then. When you die, you drop stuff. Your gear drops onto your corpse. So you have to get back to the corpse to get your stuff back. Something most MMOs have done away with. Another penalty for dying in this game is you lose experience. So you try very hard not to die. Sorry. I didn't realize you were there. Let me check my options. How's that? Is that any better? Sorry, I was getting into what I was doing and not looking at the chat. Better? Okay, good. Your sister just woke up. Okay, as long as she's quiet, I'm going to keep playing, but if she starts bellowing out, I'm going to have to cut this short. Oh, nice. I don't even know what that is, but betas are always nice. I was going to stream Defiance later. I'd almost forgotten about it. Snakes are about my speed. I can handle a snake. You do have to raise your skills, and the only way to raise them is to use them. You can put points into them at your class training, but it quickly becomes really expensive. Huh. I have no idea what any of this stuff is for. I have no backpack, so I really only have 6 inventory slots, 2 of which are taken up by food. No, this one's only up to Scars of Velios. It's very, very old. I think Velios was like the 3rd or 4th expansion. I'm going to do a stream later on the Hidden Forest server. I think that one might be more playable for this day and age, even though it is still EverQuest. The leveling is much faster. Wow, this is really old. In updated versions of the game, there's like a little thing here with a bunch of undead in it. Or rats or something like that. Yeah, if you want to play, you have to go to the Project 1999 page and download the well, you have to download Platinum Edition. You can download the torrent. It takes about 20 minutes. But you need the Platinum Edition of the game installed. But do not update it. And then you have to get the proper installer. I can walk you through the whole process later on. I'd love to play it. I played on the Hidden Forest server before, and it was a lot of fun. You don't have all those issues you have about getting around and whatnot because there's a lot of teleporters. But yeah, if you want to do that, that'd be awesome. That'll make sense. And the Hidden Forest server also gives you mercenaries. They're kind of like companions. Oh yeah, I downloaded this one just for a demo. You use the same one, the same installation for all the servers are. What's nice about the EQ EMU community is they've linked all their different servers together. So with the same login, oh shit, I'm dead. With this, yep, I died. Nope, I died again. Yep, he killed me dead. What was I going to say? Oh, they all use the same login. So you can access all the different servers through the same login screen. Here, I'll walk you through that real quick, since I died. Loading screens. And as you can see, when you die, you drop everything. So you have to go back to your corpse and pick it all up. I'm not going to bother, because I'm not even going to keep this server on my computer. I just want to give you a rough idea of what it was like. If any of you are former EQ players or want a bit of nostalgia in your life, there you go. But now you can see why Everquest changed things, because there was a lot of complaints back in the day about losing all your gear, but then once they changed it so you didn't drop all your gear when you died, then they started complaining about, oh, it's better back in the old days. You know how people are. Nostalgia. But I'm going to camp here. There was a lot more typing back in those days too. A lot less button clicking and a lot more typing. But some people, like a lot of people I played EQ with back in the day, would love a server like this because it's a traditional game. It's what they grew up with. It's what they were comfortable with. It's what they liked. They didn't mind the grind, how it would take like a week to get to level 5. They didn't mind that. Just let me get logged out here. It takes a while. Yeah, hail. You gotta target somebody and hit hail. I know this will also give you an opportunity to see the difference between the older graphics and the upgraded graphics. They're still not great. Oh my gosh, that's okay. That's okay. There was 2 things you have to install. There was the core game from the Platinum Edition, and then I had to install, because it's a multi-core processor. Game wasn't designed for multi-core processors, so there was this little WinEQ 2.0 thing down here. Oh shit, you can't see, it's behind my picture. Here, I'll just move there's this, and then this. This activates this little thing where you pick your launcher and whatnot. It's more involved than that, but whatever, it's easy to figure out. And then you pick your game, and it has launchers for all kinds of things: Dark Age Camelot, Everquest, EQ2. I don't know what that is. That sets up your launcher, and then there's another thing within the WinEQ that actually launches the game. It uses this to launch the game. So when you launch this, it takes you into the server selection screen. And again, Everquest wasn't set up for windowless mode. It was only set up for windowed or... Shit, sorry, hit the wrong button. Windowed or non-windowed. They didn't like windowed mode back in those days because it opened up the opportunity for exploits and cheats and whatnot, and they got over that. You have to accept the ULA every time you log on. And you log in, and then here you can see all the different servers. These are all private servers. Here's the Hidden Forest right here. Much smaller player base than Project 1999 is the big guy. Be kind of the equivalent of Molten for WoW private servers. But the Hidden Forest, it's right there. They use the upgraded graphics on that server. But I am going to have to wrap this up because Little Miss Sunshine over there is waking up. Just want to get logged in here to show you the different character models. I do have a halfling on this server, but not on this account. I have a different account. Create a new character. Try a halfling. You see they upgraded the models. They're still potato, but they are better than the original ones. That's a halfling, same thing I was playing before. But I am going to have to stop it here. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, you hear back there? I'll try to get back on later, time permitting. Have a good day.